The Weaver of Smoke. In the village of Mira Luna, where mist clung to the rooftops like memory to old hearts, there lived a man named Elías who believed his misfortunes were carved into the stars. He walked with a stoop, not from age, but from the weight of thoughts that had turned bitter, like fruit left too long on the branch. They said Elías was once a dreamer, a boy who spoke to birds and swore the wind answered back. But one by one his crops failed, his love left, and his shop burned in the fire that took half the town but seemed to choose him first. "The world conspires against me," he muttered like a prayer. "I was born unlucky." Each dawn he lit a single candle and watched its smoke curl skyward. He called it his ceremony of surrender. If life is smoke, let it rise and vanish. But one afternoon, as the rain traced rivers down his window pane, an old woman named Sabella appeared at his door. Her eyes were dusk and firelight, and her hands trembled with wisdom rather than age. She asked for tea in silence, and in return she gave him a seed. "Plant this," she said, "not in soil, in thought. It will grow only if you believe it can." Elías scoffed, of course, but that night as the candle flickered and the shadows danced, he placed the seed on the windowsill and whispered, "Let's see who's more stubborn, me or you." Days passed, then weeks, and nothing bloomed, not outside at least. But Elías began to notice things, how his breath could calm the trembling in his chest, how a thought, once challenged, lost its sting. He began to write again, not to escape, but to reframe. He mended a chair, then a wall, then a friendship he'd let rot in silence. On the 30th morning, just as he gave up the experiment, he saw it. A single green tendril had curled around the base of the seed. It had grown in silence, through shadow and doubt, fed not by sunlight, but by the shift in the man who watched it. Elías laughed then, a sound like dry earth cracking open to receive rain. He stepped outside, looked up at the sky, not as a sentence, but as a canvas. He said, "I was not cursed. I was convinced." And with that, he snuffed out the candle he had lit for so many years, not in sorrow, but with a breath full of life, and let the smoke rise one last time, not as surrender, but as a symbol. The mind, like smoke, it can drift without form, or weave something enduring. In the next story, you'll meet the wind, not as a force, but as a messenger of presence. Click the card on your screen and keep walking the path.